York City, the summer of 1976. A city on edge, simmering in a heatwave and teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. But a new kind of fear was about to grip the five boroughs, a fear that arrived with the crack of a .44 caliber revolver. It all started on July 29th. Donna Lauria and Jody Valenti were sitting in a parked car in the Bronx when a man walked up, pulled out a gun, and fired. Donna was killed instantly. Jody was injured, but survived. At the time, police thought it was a random, isolated act of violence. They had no idea it was the first move by a killer who would terrorize the city for an entire year. Months passed. The attacks continued, seemingly at random. Young couples in parked cars, women walking home alone. The victims were shot with the same powerful .44 Bulldog revolver, earning the unknown assailant the name, the .44 caliber killer. The attacks were brutal, swift, and left no clues behind. The city was paralyzed with fear. Women cut their long, dark hair. Nightclubs emptied out. The vibrant nightlife of New York City faded as people stayed locked in their homes. Then, in April 1977, the killer began to communicate. A letter was found near the bodies of Valentina Suriani and Alexander Esau in the Bronx. It was addressed to NYPD Captain Joseph Borelli. The letter was rambling, filled with bizarre taunts and threats. But it was the signature that sent a chill down everyone's spine. He called himself Son of Sam. The name electrified the media. Newspapers splashed the taunts across their front pages. The killer was now a dark celebrity. He wrote, "I am a monster. I am the Son of Sam." He claimed he was driven to kill by his neighbor's dog, a demon-possessed Labrador retriever named Harvey, who belonged to a man named Sam Carr. The letters became more frequent, more arrogant. He even wrote to newspaper columnist Jimmy Breslin, asking, "What will you have for July 29th, the one-year anniversary of his first attack?" The NYPD launched one of the biggest manhunts in its history. Task Force Omega was formed, with hundreds of detectives working around the clock. They profiled the killer as a paranoid schizophrenic, likely a lonely, socially awkward man. But with few physical clues, they were chasing a ghost. The pressure was immense, not just from the public, but from the killer himself, who seemed to be toying with them at every turn. The final attack happened on July 31st, 1977. Stacy Moskowitz and Robert Violante were on their first date, parked in a car in Brooklyn. The gunman approached and fired, killing Stacy and severely injuring Robert, leaving him blind in one eye. This time, however, the killer made a mistake. A witness saw a man getting into a car with a parking ticket on the windshield. This was the break police desperately needed. The witness remembered seeing officers ticketing cars in the area earlier that night. Investigators checked every ticket issued in that neighborhood. One ticket belonged to a cream-colored Ford Galaxy, registered to a man living in Yonkers, just north of the city. His name was David Berkowitz. When detectives investigated Berkowitz, they found he was a 24-year-old postal worker. He was quiet, a loner. A search of his car revealed a rifle, ammunition, and maps of the crime scenes. In a bag, they found the .44 Bulldog revolver. On August 10, 1977, detectives approached Berkowitz's car as he was leaving his apartment. Detective John Falatico put his gun to Berkowitz's head and said, "Now I know I've got you." Berkowitz simply smiled and replied, "Well, you got me. What took you so long?" The year of terror was over. During his interrogation, David Berkowitz confessed to all the shootings. He calmly recounted each attack, but his motive was anything but ordinary. He stuck to his story about the neighbor's dog, claiming demonic forces commanded him to kill. Psychologists were divided. Was he truly insane, or was this an elaborate act to escape responsibility? He was eventually found competent to stand trial. In 1978, David Berkowitz pleaded guilty to 6 counts of murder. He was sentenced to 6 consecutive 25 years to life sentences. The judge made it clear he hoped Berkowitz would never see the outside of a prison again. But the story doesn't end there. Years later, in prison, Berkowitz's story changed. He retracted the tale about the demon dog, admitting it was a hoax. He claimed he was not a lone killer, but part of a satanic cult that had orchestrated the murders. He alleged that other members, including the sons of his neighbor Sam Carr, were involved in some of the shootings. This new claim sparked a wave of controversy and conspiracy theories. Investigative journalist Maury Terry dedicated years to proving Berkowitz's cult story in his book, The Ultimate Evil. He pointed to inconsistencies in witness descriptions and evidence that suggested more than one person was involved. Some witnesses described shooters who didn't match Berkowitz's appearance. The police sketches released during the manhunt also varied significantly. However, the NYPD officially stands by its original conclusion. David Berkowitz acted alone. They dismissed his cult claims as the desperate attention-seeking of a convicted killer. To this day, the case remains officially closed, with Berkowitz as the sole perpetrator. The debate over a potential conspiracy, however, continues to fascinate true crime enthusiasts. Inside prison, Berkowitz underwent another transformation. In the late 1980s, he became a born-again Christian. He now calls himself the Son of Hope. He has repeatedly stated he deserves to be in prison and has refused to seek parole, writing that Jesus Christ has already forgiven and pardoned me. He spends his days working in the prison's mental health unit, helping other inmates. The saga of the Son of Sam left an indelible scar on New York City. It changed how the police handle serial killer investigations and how the media covers them. Laws were even passed, known as Son of Sam laws, to prevent criminals from profiting from their crimes through book deals or movies. More than 4 decades later, the fear of that long, hot summer has faded. But the story of David Berkowitz remains a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide in plain sight. A quiet postal worker who turned the city that never sleeps into a city that was afraid to go out in the dark. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating cases. See you next time.